It's Tuesday, November the 15th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that the island's business sector is expressing grave concern at the go-sow instituted at the ports of entry by the National Union of Public Workers. President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Eddie Abed, said in a statement today that the industrial action is hurting the country's only growth sector, tourism, as the negative effects are being felt by visitors who have to endure unnecessary delays. Abed also said that importers are frustrated at the slow customs clearances, which could not have come at a worse time when businesses are gearing up for the critical holiday period. He's calling on all parties to bring an end to the impasse for the greater good of the country. Barbados will soon be implementing civil forfeiture legislation that allows law enforcers to go after the properties of drug and money laundering accused, even if there is not a conviction. The announcement was made this morning by Director of Public Prosecutions Charles Leacock as he addressed the opening of the Caribbean Regional Meeting of Assets Recovery Practitioners at Radisson Aquatica Hotel in St. Michael.
And with respect to the civil forfeiture, it is my understanding that Barbados has its draft legislation and we should be implementing it rather soon, so that in the event that there is not a conviction, we can proceed to go after the offending property once it's identified. There are two basic schemes with respect to civil forfeiture. Namely, there's a property-based scheme, that is, you go after the property that is actually recovered, and that's a property-based scheme in which if the property, for example, dissipates or cannot be located within the jurisdiction, or in fact has been commingled with other property, then the court will be in a position to impose a fine in such a situation.
Former Chief Town Planner Leonard St. Hill is dead. The forthright St. Hill was one of the people who had weighed in on the government's controversial agreement with Cahill Energy to build a waste-to-energy plant in St. Thomas. The former town planner who had said that plant may come to naught because it had no legal standing. Government has since announced its suspension. In paying tribute to St. Hill, founder and owner of Jose y Jose Liquid and Solid Waste Management, Inc., Anderson Cherry, said he was saddened by his passing. Cherry said St. Hill was his consultant on town planning matters. He described him as a great man. In sports now, West Indies captain Jason Holder says some of the keys to a successful Tri-Nation series in Zimbabwe opening tomorrow is establishing partnerships and getting wickets in the first 10 overs. The series, which involves games between West Indies, Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe, will see the regional team playing their first match against Sri Lanka tomorrow.
You know, if you look back on our last few one-day games, we struggled to get partnerships up front in terms of when we batted. So that's one key area we really highlighted in the last few weeks we've had preparing. And then obviously when we bowl, two areas which we really point out is the first 10 overs. Obviously that first power play is key in terms of getting wickets. And not only getting wickets, but controlling the power play a bit more. And obviously the last 10 overs in any one-day game is always crucial. So looking to close out the games a lot better than we've previously done.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper. Only $2.25, $2.20. Who? For what? That's the bear stale news. I don't read about that on Barbados Today since last night. That can't only can't do. $2.20. Who?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
But Maisie, this Christmas will be Christmas for we. Maisie, it is all because Republic Bank just like Santa Claus. Maisie fix up the kitchen and a new TV we getting. A special time to commemorate. Republic will help you celebrate.
Get ready to celebrate 50 years of independence right through to the best Bajan Christmas ever with a Make It Happen loan of up to $50,000 from Republic Bank. Give your home a good old Bajan spooser, buy some new furniture and appliances, or take an after-holiday trip to visit loved ones over and away. You could also be one of our lucky winners to share in fabulous prizes. Just visit any branch to apply. Go to republicbarbados.com or call us at 227-2700. We're also available via Skype and FaceTime. Special conditions apply.
In Bajan style, it will be great with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
$2.25. Miss, get your paper. You again with that stale news from yesterday? I got the Barbados Today app on my phone, and I just get my news for free. What do she?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back with news from the region now. The police officer in Antigua and Barbuda accused of kidnapping and raping a 13-year-old girl has been granted bail. He will, however, remain in custody in a prison cell at police headquarters, where he has been since November the 2nd because he could not provide the cash deposit.
The officer, whose name is being withheld because he has not been convicted of the crimes under the Sexual Offences Act, was unable to produce the $20,000 cash deposit for the $60,000 bail approved by the High Court. Bail was granted after the prosecution could not provide Justice Keith Tom with evidence that he was a flight risk. The Director of Public Prosecution was represented by Crown Counsel Adelaide Smith, who objected to the corporal's application for bail on Friday, saying he was likely to abscond given the seriousness of the allegations. He pointed to the fact that the policeman had left the country soon after a report was made regarding his alleged actions. However, the officer's lawyer, John Fuller, countered that the fact that his client returned to Antigua and Barbuda voluntarily after turning himself into St. Vincent and the Grenadines police disproves any claims he is likely to abscond jurisdiction.
Cuba said on Tuesday it was granting pardons to 787 convicts in response to Pope Francis's Holy Year call to all heads of state for acts of clemency. Those released would include women, youth, the ill, and other categories, according to the ruling Communist Party newspaper, Granma. Cuba, which denies it has political prisoners, said those convicted of murder, rape, child abuse, and drug trafficking will be excluded from the pardon. And on the international scene, Donald Trump's transition is being marked by sharp internal disagreements over key cabinet appointments and direction, both for internal West Wing positions and key national security posts. One source with knowledge of the transition described it as a knife fight.
The battle for appointments to President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet being called a knife fight and buffoonery, according to sources within his transition team, with potential picks for West Wing and key national security posts drawing sharp internal disagreements.
This week you'll hear some additional appointments.
But today, inside Trump Tower, Trump and Vice President-elect Mike Pence are hunkering down, reviewing a list of contenders. The positions to possibly be nailed down as early as today include Secretaries of State, Education, Commerce, and Treasury.
He's a nightmare, and he's the chief advisor to the President of the United States now.
This as the appointment of Steve Bannon as Trump's chief strategist continues to draw sharp rebuke. Critics citing his close ties to the alt-right movement known for white nationalism and anti-Semitism.
I work very closely with Steve Bannon. He's been the general of this campaign, and frankly, people should look at the full resume. I'm personally offended that you think I would manage a campaign where that would be one of the going philosophies. It was not.
And new concerns over conflict of interest are emerging, with Trump considering seeking top security clearance for his adult children and son-in-law, according to a transition team source.
That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, our screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.